I couldn't come up with anything as far as ideas, so I'm just going to camera on. Woo! In response to your Duracho's video, he did it right for the most part, and I never thought about layering individual chips on the bottom, because that was the biggest problem, is whenever we would cut into it, it would just completely fall apart. And shut your mouth, I had a lot of cheese in that shit. The biggest difference that I ever did was I never used bagged cheese. Bagged cheese is awful, especially high top brand bagged cheese. That shit doesn't melt. I used to add a lot more beef too. Using lean beef makes a lot more sense, just because then you don't get as much oil in it. Don't know what else to say. I didn't take a picture yet, but my pepper plant is doing really well. I use this new nutrient, and it is like tripled in size in the last 4 weeks. And I have another one that just sprouted recently. It's not a Thai chili plant. It's either a Trinidad scorpion plant or a ghost pepper plant, and I'm not sure which one. I think if I can get that one going, I'm going to make a mead. Apparently there's a type of mead called capsaicin, and basically it's just soaking hot peppers and honey and water. So that should be interesting. So I started another mead recently. Somebody had given me, my grandmother had given me a whole bunch of honey, and somebody else gave me 2 or 3 gallons of pomegranates. And so I blended them all down, made juice out of them, and then added those all together and was making some mead out of it. And then when I went to go take a reading, so there's a way to take a reading for honey or for mead and to determine its alcohol level. There's a tool that I have called a refractometer. There's this thing called a refractometer, and you take a sample of your mix before you add yeast, and you put it on the top of this piece of glass. Actually, no, be right back.
So this is a refractometer. You put honey on this piece of glass. It's a little dirty right now from the last time I used it. I don't know. Oh, you can see through it. Oh, in there's these lines, and it tells you.
It gives you a reading as far as a sugar level, and you can look it up online, and you do some fancy math. Anyways, I wasn't able to get a reading because it was so high in sugar, but the yeast that I used is very tolerant of sugar losses, or not sugar losses, over sugar, because I've had this problem before where there was too much sugar and it wouldn't start fermenting. And I had to split that batch in half. Actually, it was the wine that I made with your dad's name on it. It ended up being 2 gallons because originally it had too much sugar in it. Anyway, so I was talking to somebody online about it, and he was mentioning to me that he had a very similar situation with around the same sugar levels as what I currently have. And he was using the exact same yeast I was, and his estimate was like 17% alcohol. It's going to be ridiculous. Yeah, it should be interesting. It's been bubbling away for like 4 days now. It's just continuously going. The bubbles are pretty intense right now.